Jimmy Savile. Decades of abuse hidden in plain sight, from 1960s to 2000s, United Kingdom. For more than 40 years, Jimmy Savile was one of the most recognizable faces in British television. He was a popular radio DJ, the host of Top of the Pops and Jim'll Fix It, a charity fundraiser, and a self-styled eccentric known for cigars, tracksuits, and catchphrases. He socialized with politicians, royalty, hospital administrators, and senior figures at the BBC. Behind that public image, Savile was a serial sexual predator. From the early 1960s until the late 2000s, Savile sexually abused hundreds of victims, many of them children. Some were as young as 8 years old. The abuse took place across multiple settings: television studios, hospitals, schools, care homes, and private residences. For decades, the crimes went unpunished. How the abuse continued undetected. Jimmy used his celebrity and institutional access as protection. At the BBC, he was given unsupervised access to young fans and child performers. On Jim'll Fix It, children were encouraged to meet him backstage, often alone. Several former BBC staff later stated they were aware of inappropriate behavior, but felt unable or unwilling to challenge a figure with Savile's influence. Jimmy also held volunteer roles in hospitals, including Leeds General Infirmary and Stoke Mandeville Hospital. These positions granted him access to vulnerable patients, including children with disabilities and individuals in long-term care. Abuse occurred in hospital wards, examination rooms, and even morgues. Complaints were made over the years. Victims reported abuse to police, parents raised concerns. Journalists heard rumors, and colleagues witnessed disturbing behavior. But investigations were dropped, evidence was ignored, or allegations were dismissed as rumors. Jimmy's status as a national figure and a prolific charity fundraiser shielded him from scrutiny. Death before exposure. Jimmy Savile died on October 29, 2011, at the age of 84. At the time of his death, he was publicly celebrated. Tributes aired on television. Streets and buildings were named in his honor. But 1 year later, everything changed. In 2012, an ITV documentary titled Exposure: The Other Side of Jimmy Savile aired. Survivors came forward in large numbers, describing abuse that spanned decades and institutions. The scale was unprecedented. Subsequent investigations by police and independent inquiries concluded Savile had abused at least 450 victims. This abuse occurred over 4 decades. Institutions repeatedly failed to act on warnings. Scotland Yard described him as one of the most prolific sexual offenders in British history. Institutional failure. The scandal did not stop with Savile. Investigations revealed systemic failures at BBC, National Health Service, NHS, hospitals, police departments, and charitable organizations. Fear of reputational damage, deference to celebrity, and lack of victim-centered reporting allowed Jimmy's crimes to continue unchecked. Because Jimmy died before prosecution, he was never charged or convicted. For many survivors, justice came only in acknowledgement, not accountability. Why these crimes went uncovered for so long? Jimmy's case exposed a chilling truth. His crimes were not hidden because there was no evidence. They were hidden because no one wanted to see them. He operated in public spaces, surrounded by adults, protected by institutions that valued reputation over responsibility. Jimmy Savile's legacy. Today, Jimmy Savile's name is no longer associated with entertainment or charity. It is associated with one of the largest posthumous criminal revelations in modern British history, and a warning about what happens when power, fame, and silence intersect. This story also became a warning about celebrity worship. Many people later questioned how someone surrounded by rumors for years could continue operating openly. Discussions around Savile often focus on how predators can hide in plain sight when society refuses to challenge powerful people. Comment your thought and subscribe for true stories like this.